your experience, sir, what do you think one must do to become an effective leader, or is qualification enough?
One thing I'll tell you, that the qualifications will not make you a leader. Qualification may give you a visa, but ultimately sheer performance and competence will decide whether you be a leader or not, however young you may be. Today I'm seeing it, people half my age have attained the position which it took me 20 years to attain, in spite of that good education, etc. So what I'm saying is that sheer performance and competence are the two things. Leaders do not become leaders in isolation. They operate in groups to become leader. Meaning, I cannot say stand up alone and then keep talking and say I am a leader when there is no audience. So a leader has to face an audience. So he must know the art of managing groups, or what we say group dynamics. And in group dynamics, there are many things. There is a book on group dynamics. So one has to understand at least the basic principles of group dynamism. And then certainly in a group, there are strong people, there are weak people, and the focus has to be always on the weakest link. Then the group becomes more effective, then you become the more effective leader. It happens exactly the other way around. You see any leadership organization where people always have flock of people who are good, but nobody looks at that group where the weakest link is lying, because that link really spoils the entire group mechanism. So if as a leader, I identify the weakest link, I focus on that, I train, I take care of that weakest link, my group will function, because the strong person is definitely going to survive. There's another thing in a group that everyone thinks that you're a Superman as a leader, and you have solution for everything. Every problem can be solved going to the leader. So there are two types of people. The ones who pass the buck upwards. So I'm not talking of those people, but there are people who have sincerely made an effort, but they are not able to reach the targets. They need guidance. And they feel that the leader is the Superman and he knows how to go about doing that. And that role you have to perform. And if at all you have to perform that role, you naturally have to be up to date. As far as your domain expertise is concerned, you have to ahead of times so that you are not caught off guard. Because if your subordinate is asking you a question which you are totally not aware of, then your leadership gets exposed. So you have to be equipped with all the tools and tackles, which means knowledge, content, and whatever that it is, and expression naturally. There are many people have too much of knowledge, but they don't have that expression. They cannot express that knowledge or go across to spread that knowledge. And that is where the problem comes. So a true leader has to have these qualities. Another thing, the last one, is that every leader is going to have two sides again. There will be critics and there will be admirers. Like I said that I have to focus more on weaknesses, I always focus more on critics than admirers. Because admirers are again different types of people. There are some people who admire you because they have to. There are some people who admire you because they analyze you and admire you. But the critics ones, they are always after your blood. And the moment you start satisfying your critics, you are virtually leaving nobody to criticize you. And you also get your introspection done through critics only. And I would, as a leader, think that tomorrow's leaders who are coming into the marketplace or who are coming into this professional world must understand the realities of this world. That this is not going to be hunky-dory. You may get a fat salary, you may get a fat perquisites and things like that. But the life or the seat is going to be hot. And it will have the same characteristics as we have been having it for last so many years as prophet. It does not change. The complex does not change, the composition does not change. So you need to be a group player, you need to be a domain expert, you need to be a performer, you need to be competent, and you need to be a Superman.